Step in the fire. Step in the fire. Tape on the wrist, bruises on the knee. Up before the sun, still you gotta bleed. Tired little town, hot dust in your throat. You learn how to run, then you learn to float. Every eye's a test, every turn is a gate. Every night on the line, a chance to be great. No flame, no grace, still you show your face. One more round, one more climb, one more shot tonight. Rise to Sin City, rise, rise, rise. Steel in your lungs, fire in your eyes. Rise to Sin City, rise, rise, rise. Take what you earn and don't ask why. Calluses.
Welcome, everybody, to the Sin City Indy Report. I am SinCitySteve, being joined, as always, by the man in the mask himself, RedJed. How the hell are you, brother? You are muted. Oh, my God. Gotta love live.
Feeling it in my bones, brother. It's about that time once again for the Sin City Indy Report. Let's go, motherfucker.
Hell yeah, man. And, we got a lot to cover tonight. But, dude, we'll get into it. But you got a lot on your plate coming up, too. So if you guys want to hear all about RedJed's future exploits in the Twin Cities as SummerSlam and all of the fun stuff surrounding it happens, we will be covering that later on in the show, so stay tuned for that. But as of now, let's get it kicked off with the shows that we were looking forward to coming into this week. All right, man. And so, let's get started with talking about Ohio Valley Wrestling, OVW. They did a couple of shows this week, and this graphic on the screen is for Independence Rage. And I was fortunate enough to be able to check out this show along with you, Jed.
Awesome.
So yeah, man, tell me what stood out to you, what you liked, and then we'll wrap back and forth.
Right on. Man, Independence Rage. This was last Sunday, a week from yesterday, and a lot of stuff going on the show. There was a shit ton of title changes. Half of these matches, I did not expect a title change. So that was a nice surprise. It was rapid fire, man. I mean, match after match, title switch after title switch. The only title that did not change hands on this entire card was the tag titles. And otherwise, everything turned. I couldn't believe it.
Dude, it was a good show from top to bottom too. It wasn't just overloaded with title changes just to do it. Everything that they did seemingly made sense, and it got the desired reaction from the crowd there as well. And very well received show. I gotta say, man, shout out to Steven Steele. We'll kick things off talking about that one, winning the OVW media title, defeating Drew Hernandez in about 7 minutes. And dude, this was just something that was going to happen. I mean, you can tell how much the fans love Steven Steele. I think that when you first started talking about this show, Jed, OVW, that is, that we both kind of balked at the fact that they tried to turn Steven Steele heel for a bit, and that wasn't working because he is organically a babyface. Like, you want to cheer for this guy.
Oh yeah.
So, and obviously the commentary team, they drew attention to the fact that he's dropping some LBs. Guy's looking good. He's looking better than he ever has, according to the commentary as well. So you love to see it, man.
Yeah, man. He is slim and trim. I think he is legitimately getting close to 169.
Yeah, exactly. Also, shout outs to our boy, the Bionic Scoop. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight, man. And if you are not familiar, Bionic Scoop, the best photographer in professional wrestling based here in Las Vegas. So go give him a follow on social media, and just, this guy captures magic every single time out. So
absolutely. What up, Bionic Scoop?
Awesome.
Also wanted to give a shout out on this card about the Cal Hero and Kevin Thorne match. I thought there was some definite, what would you call it? A respect earned, I guess, by the end of that match.
Well, I mean, that was the whole premise of it, right? He had to Seven had to say that, he was the man, and that was how the match ended. So, I think that, yes, this was a passing of the torch. And, Cal Hero getting that big win that he really needed. And, Seven he's a name that OVW fans have long known. So this was definitely a one of those major wins for him for sure.
Yeah, definitely a standout win for Cal Hero. Also, that it was the opening match. It was a ladder match, essentially a rematch of a ladder match from the 1400 event. If you recall, Brendan Bowling and Feisty Boy Lawson had at the 1400, which I would describe as quite the chaotic ladder match. It was kind of a mess. It was dangerous. It was fucking botchy as botchy can be. This one was much better and much more dynamic, I thought, as well. So, and we did have a title switch. On this one, Brendan Bowling defeated Feisty Boy Lawson and is the Rush Division champion, at least for a short moment of time he was, which we'll get into in a little bit. But, and then also J-Rod, winning the OVW Women's Championship. So
absolutely. And she can, tout herself as being the OVW Women's Champion as she goes to her tryout for WWE this coming weekend. So shout out to J-Rod. You love to see great talent getting recognized and getting opportunities to ply their craft on a much larger stage.
Yep, absolutely. And I kind of begs the question how long she might be in OVW at this stage with things on the horizon. But so we'll see how long this title run is. Time will tell. I know she was not on OVW Rise this week, so that in itself is a little bit of a sign maybe of things to come. Then on the last two matches, both the World Heavyweight Championship and the United States Championship both changed hands. As Dustin Jackson once again became their heavyweight champion, second time for him. And then in the main event, I'll tell you, man, I did not expect a title switch in the main event, but Kid Colossus, who is over like Rover with these guys,
bro,
man,
dude, that was so good because I didn't see it coming either. This dude, you hit the nail on the head, man. The people love this dude. Mm-hmm. They absolutely love him. They love the faction that he's with. So good on all of them for recognizing that. And for pulling the trigger and, getting the title, the United States title, onto Kid Colossus.
Yeah, and a pretty good match, man. I thought it was good back and forth. Whoever laid the match out did great with it. There was a lot of dramatic turns in the match. And, sure enough, new United States champion to conclude the show. And, just a really newsworthy event, I would say, overall top to bottom with this event.
Absolutely, man. Definitely agreed. We would be remiss if we didn't, talk about what else OVW did, because immediately after, seemingly, we got 4 days in between, and they ran almost all the shit back as they did Independence Rewind. And this one, unfortunately, I was not able to check. So, Jed, I would love to have you run this showdown.
Yeah, so what they did was they rematched right out the gates. Right at the opening segment, they had Katie Gannon, who, by the way, if you don't know who Katie Gannon is, look her up. You'll see some assets. Full shit. And then some. Boing! They rematched 5 matches from Independence Rage on the show, particularly for the 5 title matches. And then also the strap match with Icon Lee and TW3 from Independence Rage on this episode became a lumberjack strap match where all the lumberjacks had the straps. So it's kind of like a reversal of a situation in terms of, you know, the rematch side of it. We got like a different type of strap match, essentially. So that was cool. TW3 has effectively won that program now. He did defeat Icon Lee in this one pretty handily. So I think it's safe to say that program has run its course. And then out of the 4 title rematches, there was one match that did have a title switch right back to Feisty Boy Lawson. Who did once again regain that Rush Division Championship against Brendan Balling. Sure enough.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Who'd have thought it? Yep.
Yeah.
Sure as shit. As far as the other 3, champions retain, solid matches again. The Steven Steele match with Drew Hernandez, that was, I would say, probably better the second time around. Dustin Jackson and De Niro, it was a solid match. Jay De Niro came very close to winning that title back, but did not. And then they main evented once again with Kid Colossus and Tony Evans. And I thought for damn sure we were going to have a title switch here, but it was not to be. So they're going with Kid Colossus moving forward. And I'm happy to see it, man.
That's awesome, man. Yeah. And, OVW doing a lot of really good things. I was impressed. I'm not a regular viewer of OVW on a weekly basis. That might have to change, to be honest. I definitely enjoyed Independence Rage. It just, unfortunately, my schedule wouldn't allow me to take in this show as well. But I could see me on a more consistent basis following their product for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely consistently every week, pretty darn entertaining. We had Road Dogg on commentary this past week for Independence Rage as well. Yep. So he's still in the mix. I still wonder if he maybe a hand creatively behind the scenes.
Oh, he's got to be.
Yeah, wouldn't surprise me. It has a feel like there's more hands on deck creatively lately. So that is a sign potentially of Road Dogg being involved.
Absolutely, man. All right. And another show that I was definitely looking forward to this week was Future Stars of Wrestling right here in Las Vegas, Nevada, presenting Capital Punishment on Saturday from the HyperX Arena at the Luxor on the Strip right here in Las Vegas. This show had some really, really solid action, man. All the way up at the top of the card, you have BYP, Bodie Young Prodigy, successfully defending the title against Luke Curtis, defending his FSW Heavyweight Championship in a very solid match, man. BYP is rising to the occasion and solidifying himself as, some people might think, okay, because of his age or whatever the situation is, that why would they put the heavyweight championship on this guy? But, he looked great in here with Luke Curtis, who incidentally is a fantastic heel. This guy can piss off an entire venue of people with very little effort. It works. It genuinely works. And, props to these guys for sure. Elsewhere on this show, though, we did have a successful return from Matt Vandegrift as he defeated Jay Vidal in a grudge match. You had a little bit of everything in this match. Even at the very end, you had the unguided brethren kind of reuniting a bit as Damian Drake showed back up, and so they're doing their thing. Nice. And, it was good to see not just Matt, but also Damian too. The Unguided, when they are on and they are executing, they have a fantastic chemistry. And it's like the old adage says, when the tide comes in, all boats rise. Yeah. When those two are in the ring together, either against one another or on the same side, everybody benefits. So those guys are fantastic, and they do some great work beyond their years and beyond their years in the business as well. So great stuff from Matt Vandegrift and Jay Vidal. Jay Vidal has been doing a lot of really good things in his alliance with Bateman. And yeah, I've talked previously on this show about how their alliance just works. And we saw further proof of it right here on this show. We did also have the FSW Tag Team Championships on the line as Mariachi Montana, let's be real, the most over tag team in FSW, taking on another tag team that was pretty well over themselves in their own right in the First Responders, C4 and Dave Mazzani. Shout outs to those guys, not just for their in-ring expertise, but also what they do outside of the ring. Definite respect to you guys for sure. Mariachi Montana retained the titles in about 14 minutes in a hard-hitting match, which is exactly what you think you would get, especially considering, I mean, you've got First Responders on one side who, you know, they're just tough guys. You have to be in order to do what those guys do outside of the ring. And Mariachi Montana, I mean, for the love of God, if you don't want to see him in a wrestling ring, you can also check him out doing power slap. So that should also tell you right there, just, you know, how these guys are wired. And yeah, both of these teams are doing great work right now, man, for sure.
Awesome.
But there was a bit of a shocker, at least to the fans in attendance, as the FSW Nevada State Championship did not change hands, as Brett the Threat defeated Ice Williams in about 15 minutes. And anybody who has followed Brett and what he's done in FSW and any of the independent promotions here in Vegas know just how gifted he is with his submission game and what he brings in that realm. Ice Williams, former WWE ID talent, and he didn't earn the nickname the coldest man in wrestling for no reason. So, you know, these guys had a very solid back and forth match. But yeah, Brett picking up the win, retaining that championship, and you just got to wonder, you know, what's next. Also, kind of tying in, the guys from Lights Camera Faction were defeated by the MK Army earlier on in the show. Bryce Saturn, Kevin Koa defeating Fresco Matic and Watson. Dude, dare I say, the guys from the faction are on a little bit of a losing streak, which is very unfamiliar for these guys, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So, but in any event, that was a solid match as well. But dude, there was a dog collar match on this show as two former tag partners, Fox Valentine and AJ Avon. They did their thing. Valentine picking up the win, and dare I say this was on the same weekend as another chain match that occurred. The other one was done on pay-per-view. I can definitely tell you this. Fox and AJ put on a better dog collar / chain match than the other guys did over on AEW, which was an absolute fucking train wreck. Thankfully, these guys brought it. They brought the intensity. It was a very, very good match. And outshining the big brand, if you will.
How about that?
Gotta love it. Yeah. And Zamaya looked strong, defeating Maserati in about 8 minutes. She was all over the place, as we are about ready to talk about right now. Yep. Oh yeah, as let's talk about MLW Fusion. And I mentioned Zamaya. She went out there, and after Priscilla Kelly cuts a promo, and you think, okay, well, she's gonna get her lick back. Nope.
Yeah,
nope.
Not at all.
Zamaya beat the absolute dog shit out of her in 3 minutes.
I couldn't believe it. Yeah, especially after the first match where she basically got squashed.
Yes.
So
exactly.
They're a concentrated effort to really get this gal over. It's unbelievable.
Great comment there from the Bionic Scoop. Find the Unguided versus the main event from FSW versus House of Glory. Some of the best tag team work on the Indies. I completely agree, dude.
Nice.
I saw that show, and I've seen all 4 of those guys and know what they can all bring. And yes, anything involving the Unguided, the main event, is going to be very good, even though they broke those guys up in HOG, whatever. But in any event, yes, check out that match. Definitely recommended.
Yeah.
But diving back in here to Fusion, we had LeBron Cozone defeating the 7'4" Andrew Everett. He's not really 7'4", in case you didn't see. But
he's even got like Andre the Giant's like thing,
Andrew the Giant.
Yeah, Andrew the Giant, exactly, man.
I love it though.
Yeah,
like he acts like he's taunting with the choke slam, the whole deal. It's pretty dope.
I tell you, this was a highlight reel of a match, man. Oh. That LeBron Cozone, that clothesline finish,
monster.
Lordy, oh
monster!
God, he fucking clubbered him. I mean, that's a clubbering fucking finish, dude. Holy shit!
Like he knocked the absolute shit out of this guy.
Yeah, wow, impressive. Yeah, fourth week in a row, they've really put this guy straight on overdrive, man. It's cool to see, man, that they are really dedicated to really getting this guy over as like an MLW original talent.
Dude, if you think about it, they're doing a lot of really good things, building some new names to the national scene. Obviously LeBron has done some things in other indies, but likewise for Zamaya, who's done some things for various independent promotions. But MLW has done a really, really good job of feeding them talent that at least have some sort of name value, and those wins are seeming consequential every time out.
For sure. Yeah. So I mean, I'm thinking with Cozone, man, he's gonna be moved up the ladder. I mean, I don't know how long it'll be until he faces Cross, but it sure feels like he's on the way to at least maybe work against Aries in time, or I don't know, somebody.
I could see that.
Yeah, maybe they'll go with that first and give him a run with that title. There's a variety of directions they could go, but yeah, he's a star, dude. I really hadn't seen much of him until he came on MLW, so it's been a pleasure checking him out. Man. He's been really awesome. Speaking of awesome, next week looks really awesome too with Kojima and Cross.
Yes,
coming up. And then there was a 6-man with Mystico and a variety of other talent that sounded pretty good as well. I cannot remember everybody that was set for that match, but it looks fucking loaded next week.
Oh yeah, man. Yes.
I think that will be the last.
Keep in mind, this is all part of the Fantastica Mania show, the Fantastica Mania taping that they did. So I mean, this was essentially a pay-per-view. So
absolutely. Yep. And then we finished off with Matt Riddle, Josh Bishop. Pretty straightforward stuff, but it was solid, man. We're gonna see where things go. Like I guess the countdown's kind of on to me about like how many weeks until Bishop Dyer's off the air. I guess we'll wait and see on that.
Or depending on how things go at the tryout, how long Josh Bishop.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it could be Dijak is out too. Yeah.
The irony of it all, dude. Like they replace Bishop Dyer with Josh Bishop, and then Josh Bishop gets the WWE tryout, and MLW's just right back where they were.
Yep, exactly. Yeah.
That's obviously assuming that everything goes well with the tryout, which hopefully it does for Josh Bishop. Anybody that can get onto a much larger stage, you gotta love it, man. You gotta give props to these guys for putting in the effort and finally getting that opportunity.
Yep, no question about it, man. But once again, great episode. Have you noticed something on the show? Just a side note on a production thing, but when they are doing those segments in front of the entrance, a lot of times, do you think is that like a post taping kind of thing? I get the vibe. I see like crowd reactions that they're showing, and then they cut back to it. I feel like they taped that after the taping was done.
I didn't even think about that, but I mean, it makes sense. I did notice that obviously they cut some of the like entrance music and things like that this time around for sure. Like that was extremely noticeable this time out.
Yeah, when they had that cross and Kojima's thing, and then the skyscrapers came out. I think Austin Aries came out. Variety of talent.
It was just boom, 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 boom,
yeah,
boom.
It was just like it's rapid fire, and then they cut back to what looked like just a quick crowd shot of like either somebody going, boom, or like yeah, just like a conditioned kind of like post-production kind of thing that they did. I noticed that last week too with Shotzi Blackheart's segment. I felt like that was maybe not taped to the live crowd, but taped in the arena afterwards. Just a little production thing I noticed with MLW.
You know, I honestly, now that you're saying it, it makes sense. I'm gonna have to keep my eyes open on that one, and we'll definitely revisit that in the future.
Yeah, we'll see where they go with that.
Hell yeah, man. And MLW was solid, dude. But another good show that we watched this week was the payoff to Kick-Ass Wrestling versus Memphis Wrestling. This was Memphis Wrestling number 283, and this took place from the outdoor venue where they love to run their shows at the Pearl River Brewing Company. And this was headlined by the tag team, by the cage match.
Yeah.
So your cage match here is, it's
rickety. It's rackety,
hey, bro. I was half worried that one of them would like run into the cage and the whole fucking thing would just come falling down.
Yeah, it looked a little rough around the edges, to say the least. But
yeah. It's Ghost River Brewing Company, by the way. That's my fault. Ghost River Brewing Company.
Kind of a cool venue, though. I mean, I like the vibe of it.
Super cool. Super cool.
Yeah.
But we had Derek King, Ray Sanders with King Cobra on the outside versus Team Kick-Ass Wrestling, Chris Rocker and Danny Be Good with Terry Golden and others at ringside. Yeah, man.
Terry Golden.
Motherfucking Terry Golden. Had weapons aplenty. We had our normal fare, kendo sticks, chairs, and they were at the Ghost River Brewing Company, and they busted out a motherfucking keg.
They sure did, yeah. That was great. I don't think the feud's over, man. I think this is just first chapter of it, maybe, but
especially with what happened. I mean, post match, KAW after they lose. In true heel fashion, they jumped Derek King, who was left behind, and the rivalry is going to continue. One really cool thing that they did at the very top of this show was they teased how they were going to go to this cage match and show footage of it. But the way that they shot the footage, you saw Terry Golden with blood on his shirt, walking away, talking shit. So immediately in your mind, you're thinking, okay, Kick-Ass Wrestling won the match, but that's not what happened. Memphis Wrestling won the match as Ray Sanders escaped the cage and won the match for Memphis Wrestling. But then obviously the post-match beatdown happened, and then that's where they showed the footage of Terry Golden with the blood on his shirt, walking away, talking shit. It well done by the production team here, not spoiling the outcome of the match as I thought they would have.
Yeah. No, it was a nice touch. Kind of like a little hint on what's to come right at the outset of the episode, and it definitely swerved. Yeah, It was a swerve. It was all the way a swerve. And I really enjoyed the energy of this program is very there. I mean, it's very much, it feels like there's some legitimacy in the rivalry. I don't know. I like how they've done it. So I'm not sure where they're going to go from this spot. I'm sure they'll go back to the Wrestle Center and have some more shenanigans ahead. I'm sure they'll have a big event coming up down the road that they'll lead to another big match with these guys. Wonder what the next gimmick will be in this whole program. You kick off with the cage match. You kind of think that's going to be the long and the short of it, but more to come, I'm sure. But Also on the show, the rivalry with the business dogs and the white father and son whites came a little bit to the white boys came a little bit to a head for a moment. And then what is it, the Chainsaw Crew or something like that? Or what was their name? Why am I jumping at
Slaughterhouse?
Slaughterhouse, that's right. Slaughterhouse shows up and they raise all kinds of hell on both teams. So they're gunning for those tag titles. And the business dogs, the father and son program between the whites and the business dogs is still yet to be determined on where that's going as well. But looks like we're heading towards the three-way in that one.
Yeah. I mean, you know how I am with fuck finishes to end shows. This was the main event. And like you said, Slaughterhouse interfered, laid out essentially all four of the guys. Yeah. And, it was the show ended in chaos, no clean finish, no title change, the match ending in a no contest. So, you know how I feel about those things, Jed. But in any event, if it pushes the story along and we actually do get like a three-way tag match or something, okay, that's cool. These guys are inserting themselves into it. I'm cool with that. But just to do a fuck finish, that's where I have a big problem.
Yep. So at least this will advance something. I'm sure we're going to see, coming up in the next few weeks, a three-way dance for those tag titles. So there you go. At least we're getting something on it.
And dude, we speaking of getting something out of it, we had the return of James motherfucking Ellsworth on this show too.
What a role he had. What the fuck?
What?
Shocking experience for James Ellsworth, man. What the fuck?
Dude, the superhero gimmick of the Shocker is fucking hilarious. Yeah, and that is independent wrestling at its finest right there. That type of an over-the-top, hyperbolic gimmick, yes, it's fantastic. Yes. And you gotta love it, right?
Exactly.
Plug in.
Yeah, let's plug in, man. But yeah, fun show. There's some stuff coming up ahead that looks pretty good too. I saw them advertising Jerry Lawler's going to be involved, Jimmy Hart. There's all kinds of talent they're bringing in from all different sectors. So, fun times ahead for Memphis wrestling.
Woo! All right, man. And let's go ahead and let's talk about that Battle of Gotham. We got the stunning conclusion to the Battle of Gotham, a multi-week event presented by Car Shield. And man, this show definitely reached its end. I'll tell you that much right now. As we had the skyscraper match, the Five Boroughs Classic, they touted it. Jed, do you want to just take the reins on this one? I'll sprinkle in some commentary myself.
So we finally this week we got, after all of this fucking build or lack thereof, I should say, which now explains why they weren't really building it much and promoting it ahead of time. We got finally the skyscraper match. We had 5 competitors in this match. At the last minute, Leo Sparrow was added to the mix. Chris Dickinson was taken out due to an angle with him and Little Guido, the commissioner. We also had Max Caster. We had Drew Gulak. We had Jake Redondo. And we had Ray Jazz. This was, quite frankly and quite honestly, the biggest disappointment of a gimmick I have maybe ever seen in wrestling. That covers a lot. That covers a lot of ground. But this fucking thing, how they touted this fucking match as, even at one point in the commentary on this show, they were talking about going up, levels and things like that. And here I'm thinking, what are you doing, like a cinematic match? And you're literally going up a skyscraper, like through, like, I don't know, the staircase or something, or
like a triple-decker cage match or some shit.
Something, yeah.
And
what we got instead was maybe, I don't know, was it even 10 feet? It looked like a mini scaffold. I mean, it was not very tall. It was rickety as fuck. they had things weighing it down. It was on wheels or something. They had some weight on the bottom, but it was still kind of rickety as they were trying to get on the apparatus. Oh my God, this fucking match sucked so bad. It was so fucking bad.
However, I do have to say this. If nothing else, you have to go out of your way to see it, just to see the spectacle of the skyscraper match.
Yes.
And just so, because we haven't even talked about the finish to this match, the circumstances to this match. But yeah, this is definitely one for getting maybe going up into the clouds or getting into an alternate frame of mind, and then watch this match. Yeah.
I mean, it could be touted as so bad. There is an entertainment factor to this. Absolutely, there is. No question about it. So to that, yeah. Check it out. It's worth a view just to see how absurd this fucking thing was.
Yeah.
Whoever booked this, I mean, I think they had all the best intentions.
Yes, without a doubt. I mean, you have to figure they don't sit there and plan things out like, oh, we're gonna make this match comedically bad.
Yeah,
but
awful. Yeah.
Yeah.
But as it were, it how it was executed, I guess would be the best way to put it. Not very well. They were attempting to climb this structure, but it really did not go very far. It was very hard to fathom why anybody could barely climb this thing when it's literally just a hand. Like they can literally put their fucking hand probably at the top of the scaffold damn near, and you're reaching it.
And what really quick, what the kind of gimmick to the whole match is there's a buzzer up at the very top of this scaffolding, and they even say it in the ring introductions that you have to smack the buzzer, you have to do all sorts of things in order to activate the buzzer itself, and that means that you win the match. So I knew when they kind of laid that out that we were in store for something interesting, to say the least. And yeah,
we sure were. We sure got something. We got something. But seeing Max Caster. So we get into the finish of this match. There really isn't. I don't know, what is this? Maybe 10 minutes of a match?
Yeah, it wasn't very long.
Yeah, it wasn't very long. They could only do so much. They kind of slowly made their way to the scaffolding area, which was on the entrance ramp. And Max Caster goes about halfway up, and he gets, I guess, like scared, or I don't know what his deal was. If he got frightened of the height,
he was afraid of heights.
The limited height,
10 feet above the floor.
Yeah, he was like 2 feet above at that point. So he freaked out, and he got behind the scaffolding about halfway up. And in the front of the scaffolding is like a white sheet. That is what makes it even odder. It's like there's just this white sheet covering this fucking scaffold. And you're like, what? What is this fucking thing about? Like, what is the gimmick behind this sheet? Well, turns out Max Caster, for unforeseen reasons, I guess as an attempt to try to hit the buzzer from the middle of the scaffolding, I guess, he starts ripping on this tarp thing, and as he rips it, the fucking buzzer falls, and down on the ramp we have Leo Sparrow in a submission. I believe Ray Jazz had him in a submission, maybe Gulak, and it just happens to fall right by him, and he grabs it, and that is your finish of this fucking terribly fucking booked, terrible car crash of a fucking disaster of a skyscraper match. Oh my God,
dude, it blew my mind. Leo Sparrow's at the bottom of the skyscraper, in a submission, and then you see Max Caster cutting into the sheet so that he could presumably reach his arm up and slap the buzzer, right?
Yeah.
So when he's cutting the seam into the sheet, the buzzer goes flying, and it just so happens to land right where Leo Sparrow is tapping out to a submission.
Yeah.
And wouldn't you know, he taps repeatedly on the fucking buzzer.
Sure enough, yeah. And there it is. God, Kerplunk. Big old shit. That's what I think about that finish.
Oh my God.
Taking a big old shit. Yeah. So that was that. And Leo Sparrow gets 50,000 kayfabe dollars and a favor from Little Guido. So whatever that could be is anybody's guess. My guess is he's from wrestling.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah, it's hard to know where they're going to go from here, but they got to have some sort of follow-up.
Yeah, there was a table spot, at least after the finish, if I recall.
Yes.
They did a table spot. I think, was it Redondo?
Redondo and Gulak attacked Leo Sparrow and put him through a table.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, we were both talking about this based on an angle, a storyline beat that happened earlier on in the show with Jake Redondo and his father. We both thought that Jason presenting him with his old ring jacket would kind of give him the sentimental edge in this match, and that Jake Redondo would go on to winning this match. I mean, that's what would make sense.
Right. Fuck. Not a chance.
That's not what happened.
Not a chance. Yeah, it's true. It's really too bad because that would have, I think Jake Redondo is one of those guys that could really benefit even from a badly executed gimmick like this. It would have been done right. He goes up to the top, he hits the buzzer, he wins, and then he does a table spot from the top of the scaffolding onto somebody, and then something like that,
dives onto the entire assembled masses at the foot of the skyscraper. Something. Yeah. Anything, please. Fucking help us out here, fucking bookers. But it was not to be, man. But like I said, now I get it why for weeks upon weeks they did not push this match hard. They pushed it hard from the gates before the match took place, before it was developed, as they were building all this hype for it. And then going into it, like the last month or so, it was very limited promotion on the show. And like I said, I get why, because it just wasn't executed well. And I'm sure the company wasn't really satisfied on the result, probably. Yeah.
So,
elsewhere on this show, though, the UWN Championship was on the line as Jordan Cruz defeated Willie Mack after a really hard-hitting match. Spilled to the floor. There were plenty of near falls. Cruz hit his finish and pinned Willie Mack clean in the center of the ring. But this was arguably the best thing on this show. And, we would be remiss if we didn't mention that particular match for sure.
Yeah, that was from the most recent Sunday Night Slam event that and rightfully so, they thought, okay, this match ended up being a fucking disaster. We need to balance this off with some of our better content on the United Wrestling Network. And that was certainly it. So, we did have a nice, for the shit we had to endure with at the end of the show, we got something much better leading into that. So,
absolutely. All right, man. So, obviously, that was Gotham. Let's talk about, the NWA and their latest episode of Power.
Power, man. Let's get some power. So I ended up actually, and I'm not going to take 5 weeks going back on stuff, but I really did a binge on this because I had been a little bit behind on the NWA. It was nice to catch up, in other words. And where we're at this week are a few things majorly kind of in the seams of things in the NWA. One of them is this ongoing thing with Thrillbilly Silas Mason and Kerry Morton. So last week, that match was supposed to happen on Power. It was for the NWA Championship. And in the oddest, strangest booking I have seen in a while for the NWA, which takes the cake of, they've done a lot of weird shit. They had this match set. And as this match about to happen, Silas Mason comes out, Kerry Morton's music plays, and he does not show up. He just doesn't show up.
What?
There's no angle here. He didn't get taken to the woodshed in the back. He didn't get injured. He didn't miss his flight, et cetera, et cetera. He just didn't show up. What a weird way to build a match, by having the heel just say, fuck it. I'm not going to bother with this. So that was really weird. Now we're still going to see this match down the road very clearly. They're slow building this. In fact, this week on Power, Morton explained his actions a little bit, claimed that he was coached by his father, Ricky Morton, to basically not play into the dynamic that Silas Mason wants them to. And he basically said, he's not worth my time right now. However, I'm going to have an announcement in a few weeks of my intentions moving forward. So very, very weird way to book this. I don't agree with it. I think it made Kerry Morton look like a complete fucking dipshit.
Oh, yeah.
He had a title match. So that was really odd. He did do a run-in then on the main event on this show, which was a very long match for NWA standards of about 20 minutes plus.
Damn.
Yeah, I was surprised to see that. So this was Silas Mason and Brian Idol against the Wrestling Machines, which is Slade and Mike Mondo. So this match went on and on and on. Kerry Morton did get involved, tried to interfere, got kind of cut off at the pass a little bit, so he didn't really get in his licks as much. So they're still going with Silas Mason and Kerry Morton. Just the question is when that will happen. But a very odd booking. We talked about the shit that was the skyscraper match. I would say this was another questionable booking decision in indie wrestling this week, to do it this way with that program. Also on NWA, King Trevor I finally had his first match as the new gimmick. Trevor Murdoch. Yep.
Yes, King Trevor I.
King Trevor I, and he has a entourage a little bit. He has Sire Tyler Franks by his side, and as well, Mike Knox is now gone by Sir Michael Duke of Knox. So we have our little King's entourage that we got going on here. He won a match. They're moving forward with some different things with King Trevor I. So we'll be seeing more of him. There was also, I believe this was last week, there was a very interesting match between Hera. If you haven't seen who Hera is, what a weird gimmick that is. And then Serena Vale, who is an up-and-coming talent. I have a feeling we're going to see a lot more on the indie circuits. She seems to have a really interesting gimmick down of kind of a vampire-y gimmick a little bit that I think will fit well with a Shotzi and some of these other competitors on the indie scene. She ended up joining up as a team near the end of last episode with, of all people, Paige Collette, who was also the ring rat in JC.
Fucking ring rat, yeah.
Yeah, that was a fucking surprise and a half to see them two attacking the NWA tag champions pretty empowered as they took on the Hex also recently on Power. So that's kind of a general gist of what's kind of going on right now on Power. The Slime Balls, a favorite of mine as well. They're also slowly forming into a full babyface team, breaking away from Aaron Stevens and his faction. So they're really pushing that a lot in commentary and in the storylines. So a lot of different moving pieces. They are going this weekend or this next week on Power. They're going to be in Atlanta at Center Stage. So that is for the Hard Times show that they did recently. So let's see what comes out of that. But I have a feeling we're going to see that Kerry Morton thing heat up again with Silas Mason. I think upcoming also either this week or next week, we have an NWA championship match with Carson Drake, who's all over this show as well as a real pretty boy, spoiled rich kid kind of gimmick. He will challenge Silas Mason for the NWA championship. So that's another thing coming up ahead.
Perfect.
Oh.
All right, man. And it's pretty interesting that you mentioned Center Stage, because this week's edition of One Fall Wrestling came to us from Center Stage.
How about that?
You gotta love it. You gotta love the unplanned synergy that we got going on here.
Yes.
This week's episode of One Fall Wrestling was actually pretty solid, man. Not to say that it normally isn't, but this week we had Jay Lethal on the show defeating Trevor Blackwell. Hard-hitting singles match, and unfortunately, this one was tainted in the end as Hyena Hera showed up and cost Trevor Blackwell the match. So we'll see if this is a thing with Hyena Hera and Trevor Blackwell, or if this is a thing with Jay Lethal and Hyena Hera. So pretty interesting stuff that they're starting to put into motion storyline wise. But also on this show, there was a fatal 4-way match between Adrian Ward, Parker Lee, Von Milla, and Chase Emery, and that determined a spot in the Breakout Championship ladder match that they've got booked for their Summer Stage 2 show. So this was, in essence, a qualifier, and Parker Lee ended up picking up the win there. Pretty Parker Lee advancing to that ladder match. So good stuff back and forth in that 4-way as well. But your main event was a number 1 contenders match between Carly Bravo, of the Infantry, and taking on QT Marshall. And Bad News and Tattoos, he did not disappoint in this match, but this was a very, very solid match too, man. These guys brought it, and it was very well executed, to say the absolute very least. Obviously, One Fall Wrestling is QT Marshall's promotion, but with what went on during this match, they're setting up their world champion Brady Pierce, and it's going to be QT and Brady, and we'll see what happens. But
interesting
stuff, to say the least, especially as they continue building to Summer Stage 2.
Hopefully they don't pull a double J. I'll just leave it at that,
bro. I'm trying to not think along those lines, but QT Marshall, him being in like a world championship scene in his own promotion, realistically, I'm not saying he should go in there and lose every match, because obviously he shouldn't. Right. But I agree, he shouldn't go in and win a world championship. Right. If for no other reason than he's not calling it quits anytime soon. Right. If he was maybe at the end of his career or something like that, fine. I could understand that. Yep. That's cool. Right. But maybe they're going to be using this to continue to build their world champion, which I genuinely hope so. They're doing a lot of good things on a consistent basis over in One Fall Wrestling. Very easy to digest episodes. And we're seeing so many independent promotions use this kind of a playbook, where they'll go and they'll tape 4 hours at a time at a TV taping, and give it kind of a themed name or something like that to draw the in-person attendance, and then they'll chop those episodes up into hour-long quick hitter shots. And this is a smart way of doing independent shows, instead of running a 3-hour slog of a show. Then if you can do a 3-hour show as an independent promotion and not lose the audience, not lose viewership, and you're bringing it consistently with every single match, awesome. Okay. But if you're not, we're seeing it in MLW. We're seeing it in several different promotions. JCW's doing the same exact thing, Juggalo Championship Wrestling, where they'll have these 4-hour plus TV tapings, but they come out of there with a month's worth of content. So very, very efficient, very well done. And MLW, 1FW continues to be a mainstay for me, man. I'll be continuing to revisit their product week in and week out.
Fuck yeah, man.
But let's turn the page and talk about another promotion that we will continue to talk about every single week right here on this show, as we talk about Maple Leaf Pro. And man, MLP Mayhem. This show drops on Thursday, was it, Jed?
Yeah, Thursdays on my AEW. Perfect. Yep. So, ironically, we're looking at midnight Eastern, a kind of late drop, 9 p.m. Pacific. So actually, it's kind of late in the evening after JCW, OVW, and ironically enough, TNA. This drops like right after TNA wraps up, essentially, I think. So that's probably not just coincidence, folks. Just saying. That may be strategic on a certain level. So, really strong episode again. This is episode 2 of Mayhem, highlighted by the main event of Johnny TV and TJ Perkins, which,
hell yeah,
man, it was fun. Really some innovative spots in that match. Both guys, man, I'll be frank. I mean, they've been around for a while, most certainly, but both of these guys still have that athletic stride to them that can't be denied. No matter where they're at in their career, they can still go. And this was very much an example of that as the main event.
Hell yeah, man. Absolutely. And, Maple Leaf Pro, Scott D'Amore doing some great things. They've got they've got the ties where they need to be, man. Right there on the match graphic, you see friggin' Mascara Dorada and Capitan Suicida. So, you've got the CMLL presence on the show. Johnny TV. I don't know how it's taken this long for a promotion to get the presentation of Johnny TV right. But by all accounts, MLP is doing it.
Yeah, they're getting it. They're getting it done, man. He looked great in that match. He did go over TJP in the main, and looked like $1 million. I also got to say, looking like $1 million from that first faction, the World Tag Champs or the Canadian Tag Champs on the show. Brett Banks, man, very talented. He looked really, really good in there against Dorada. They had some fantastic exchanges for sure. And then we saw Danny Luna as really promoted heavily on this episode as well, as a baby face, which was a very interesting turn from her TNA run, where she was kind of like a dastardly heel near the end there, a no-nonsense heel. And she has been paired with, and they're pushing them all together, Subculture as a team. So Danny Luna and the team of I think were they called Subculture before? She's part of it. Yeah, that's right. Yep. So they're all part of this. They had a vignette with them all together on this show, kind of introducing them to the masses a little bit. So that was cool to see. It's having Mauro Ranallo doing this every week on commentary is a game changer too.
Mauro is so good.
Yeah, he's so on fucking stride and point with what they want to get over, and he really adds that element of credibility to the commentary as well.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, Subculture, it's good to see them doing their thing. Mark Andrews, Flash Morgan Webster, Danny Luna. That's a very, very underrated and very good group of talent for sure.
Yeah, they're gonna make some waves in the MLP, I think.
Awesome, man. Yep. All right, so then up next, let's talk about Pro Wrestling Revolver, as they presented the Silence of the Slams live from the Troubadour and in Nashville, Tennessee. Dude, y'all know, if you watch the Vegas Bad Boys podcast, Wrestling Talk, you know that I will talk until I'm blue in the face about professional wrestling and non-traditional professional wrestling spaces. Dude, this venue was very similar and akin to like a Gillies in Texas.
Oh, cool.
So they had a lot of fixtures, and we did see several of the talents doing moves off of the built fixtures.
Wow.
It was a sight to behold. So
damn, I missed a good one, obviously.
This show, it was a pretty newsworthy and buzzworthy show as well. So the good news is if you did not catch the show, if you're like Jed, then it is free up on their YouTube channel right now. So as soon as you get done watching us, which obviously we're currently live on Facebook and we're live on YouTube. But after you finish up with this stream, if you want, feel free, go check out Wrestling Revolver. There was a lot that was accomplished in this show. Your main event was Joseph Sawyer returning to the Indies. Now, if you're not familiar with that name, he went by another name elsewhere. I'm talking about the former Joe Gacy in WWE as he returns to the Indies and wrestles his longtime friend in Rich Swann. Those guys went on last, and they put on one hell of a banger.
Awesome.
Commentary did a great job, too, of establishing that for those people that might not be aware of what all Sawyer has done in the past, that he is a former two-time CZW heavyweight champion, that he definitely loves the ultra violence, that, he definitely has a reputation as well. So if you only know him from WWE or NXT, oh yeah, you're not even scratching the surface on what this guy can do.
Right. Awesome, man.
Yeah, dude. Those guys went out, absolutely killed it. Sawyer ended up picking up the win with what looked like it was going to be a Sister Abigail, but ended up turning into a bit of a spike DDT. So you got to love anybody still using a DDT in any variation as a finish in 2026.
Yeah.
A vastly underrated and underused move for sure.
Yeah.
But elsewhere on this show, man, we had Billy Starks in an intergender match as she took on someone that was probably 3 times her size. And Jed, we've talked about this dude before, but Amazonga.
Oh shit!
Yeah, Amazonga and Billy Starks in there doing their thing. And Billy picking up the win in about 10 minutes. She looks fantastic in there. So good stuff. But elsewhere, dude, on this show, Killer Kelly and Myron Reed taking on Mance Warner and Steph DeLander. Initially, this was just a straight up vanilla tag team match. But after Killer Kelly and Myron Reed initially won the match via some chicanery, they had the Wrestling Revolver authority figure step out there and declare the match to being a no DQ Nashville street fight. So obviously, all of these guys are very good in the ring. So this was a one of those matches to definitely go check out from this show. But they did not work us on the finish. I thought they definitely would, but Killer Kelly and Myron Reed defeating Mance and Steph twice in one night, technically.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah. I was shocked as shit, man. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Wow, I wouldn't expected that either.
Yeah, and Myron Reed was doing crazy spots, doing the over the rope cutter to the outside, which was pretty fucking awesome. Yeah, dude, that guy is so underrated in himself as well. But a match where I mentioned that certain people did certain things off of the fixtures. Who knows if Wrestling Revolver is going to get their deposit back at the Troubadour. If they didn't, it was thanks to the open invite scramble match between Junie Underwood, Big Pound, Cole Radrick, Donovan Marcellus, Dreadnought, Jake Painter, Jeffrey John, the People's Babushka, and Troy Parker. Junie Underwood picking up the win. And we had several spots of people doing dives off of makeshift buildings. that were about 15 feet off the ground. Yes, higher than the skyscraper, as previously mentioned from Gotham. But yeah, man, this was a solid match. And elsewhere, on this after this match, we actually had Ace Austin come out and put over Junie Underwood, raising his hand, whispering some things to him after the match. So I don't know if maybe he's going to be looked at on a bigger stage, or maybe there's something that remains to be seen. But yeah, Junie Underwood's been putting in the work in Game Changer Wrestling and Jersey Championship Wrestling, all across the East Coast Indies for quite some time. So again, great to see these names getting elevated. So
yeah, awesome, man. Yeah, I'm looking forward to see what happens with him.
Dude, I hope for nothing but the best for that dude. He's gotten himself over organically, and he's gotten over a pose. He's got the crowds doing his Junie pose with him. Yep. So yeah, you gotta love that stuff. Elsewhere on this show, we had probably the most newsworthy instance on this show. We had Joe Alonzo coming out after the opener and talking shit to the crowd, running down Wrestling Revolver. And if you know anything about Wrestling Revolver, it is a company that's owned by Sami Callihan and the man who interrupted Joe Alonzo here, Jon Moxley. Awesome. As he shows up and gets a hero's welcome, has a, quite frankly, a back and forth match with Joe Alonzo for about 7 minutes. Wow. And then Moxley hits him with a paradigm shift and then a Death Rider and pins him for the 3. But again, Joe Alonzo put in a great position to be working against Moxley and not in a squash role. It would be different if this match would have gone maybe a minute and Moxley would just squash the guy. Mm-hmm. But Alonzo took almost half the match, dude.
Damn.
Yeah, cool. I was shocked. They even made mention on commentary talking about what kind of an upset it would be if the AEW Continental Champion lost here on the Indies. So obviously, building that sowing those seeds of doubt, for lack of a better term. But the willing suspension of disbelief. But yeah, dude. And then also Jonathan Gresham and Adam Priest defeating Top Team, Jay Lucas and Teriyaki. The man with the best name in independent pro wrestling. Jonathan Gresham, anytime that you can see this dude wrestle, it is a treat. He is just so good in the ring. Adam Priest, no slouch in his own right. And they did mention that Priest was actually one of the guys who got Jonathan Gresham back on his feet after he suffered his unfortunate 2 strokes that he suffered. So Adam Priest helped to help Gresham go through some rehab, go through getting him back into ring shape. And you could see quite frankly, the bromance between these guys as they did some stuff after the match. Priest not wanting to shake the hand of Top Team. So, they had to, sow those seeds as well. But you could definitely tell that these guys are close friends. And that's another thing that you love to see.
Fuck yeah. Very cool.
Yeah, man. Very, very solid match. There was also a 4-way tag title match in there as their tag team champions retained, tie or die, picking up the win over the Algorithm, Alpha Sig, and the Production. Okay. But definitely a good show to go check out. And Wrestling Revolver, man, I have a feeling that they're going to be on this show every time that they do an independent show as well.
Yeah.
Very, very fun show.
Yep, there was a good time.
Absolutely, man. And all right, man, let's talk about another show that was a good time. And Mystery Wrestling 27, Jed, tell me all about this.
Yeah, this was fun fucking show, man. Commentary by Evil Uno and Daddy Magic, just to kind of give you a bit of the vibe. The matches happened in a club in Montreal.
Nice.
That was formerly at one point or another a pool. It was like an empty pool.
Nice.
That they had this venue. It was something through like the city of Montreal. There was some connection there or something like that. So I think it's like an historical landmark. But it looked like it's been converted from like an old pool to like a club type of situation.
Oh, wow.
So that alone was very unique. And then, as always, is the gimmick with Mystery Wrestling. They're kind of like they don't announce any matches ahead of time. It's just you don't know what you're
kind
gonna
of like AEW, huh?
Kind of like AEW. Yeah, it's truly a mystery going into these shows. So that's what makes it really stand out too. The opening match had 4 guys under hoods, and it was like a reveal, one to the next to the next. So yeah, that match was interesting. That had you can see the headliner here, Visible Man, who wore like all this like construction gear and like fluorescent, kind of thing, against Surfer Mitch, against James Stone, and then the guy who won that Infinity Gauntlet, that 20 frickin' 2-hour match or whatever, Cool Ref. So he was involved in this one. And then I have to mention the special guest referee, Jason Exile, who legitimately was sleeping or passed out or something this entire match. It was very, very weird. And there's more to come with this guy. So at some point after this match ends, Jason Exile gets fucking taken out and he gets beaten down and destroyed. And we're thinking this guy's like dead. Like he's carted out in a stretcher and he's fucking done, man. Little do we know that later in the show, he shows back up as in a completely different gimmick, and he is literally resurrected from the dead as some sort of cyber worker. You can see by the poster here, he's wearing this like Bane kind of thing on his front, as a mask. He's got wires coming out of him. He was literally like a Terminator type of character. So he was resurrected and took on Stu Grayson. He ripped out. They had a gimmick in Jason Exile's costume where he was basically had a power source.
Oh,
and you can even call it like a spine power source. And he literally pulled the spine out of Jason Exile as power source and killed him. He killed him.
Fucking Sub-Zero style.
Yeah, Sub-Zero style. And they sold it like crazy. Evil Luna was like, cut away. We can't show this. We can't show this. And even they had technical difficulty came up on the banner on the screen. It was, please stand by. We're having technical difficulties. And in only mystery wrestling fashion, about 30 seconds later, they pop up on the screen. Get your technical difficulties t-shirt now from mysterywrestling.com. So, I mean, it was like, oh my God. Oh my fucking God. It was fun, man.
Hell yeah.
Also on this show, a lot of other stuff. Joey Janela and Cecil Nix in a 12-minute Iron Man match that had a run-in from I believe the Montreal Canadiens mascot.
Oh.
Who played a part in that match as well.
Of course.
And Joey Janela won that match. 3 falls to Cecil Nix's -3 falls.
What?
Don't ask how that happened, but he basically got pinned 3 times, and they count negative if you lose, I guess, or something. So it didn't make no fucking sense. But 12-minute Iron Man match. Orange Cassidy then showed up in a surprise the next match against a guy who hasn't been around in a while for many years, Beef Wellington. So the Montreal crowd popped like a motherfucker for seeing him. He showed up out of nowhere, man. So that was cool to see. They had a really fun match as well.
I haven't even heard that name in years, bro.
Oh, I know. Yeah, a guy. I mean, he looked quite different. Even I didn't recognize him at first. I'm like, oh my god, that's Beef Wellington. Shit. So that was cool. And then on the top of the card, we had Fresh Air, a really high flying tag team. Got a lot of pizzazz, a lot of charisma. They took on the Death Riders of Wheeler Yuta and Daniel Garcia. Daniel Garcia and Yuta did go over, and they were teasing a little bit of dissension at the end of the match with Fresh Air. Which was a bit of a surprise to the crowd as well, because they seemed like they were really quite over with the crowd. They really liked those guys.
Damn.
And then the main event, it was for the Mystery Wrestling World Title for all the marbles. Now you wonder what the fuck they're talking about when they say for all the marbles. Okay, they literally, the world champion carries a bag of marbles. And
I knew it. I fucking knew it.
Yeah. And at every match's onset, they have another marble that they put into this bag of marbles. And then the winner gets them all. They get the bag of marbles as well as the Mystery Wrestling Championship. And in a big surprise, Johnny TV, now known as Johnny Mystery on this show and in this company, shows up. And he ended up becoming the Mystery Wrestling Heavyweight Champion. And he got all the marbles, by God, to finish off this show. And a really good, this London Lightning guy, by the way, if you don't know who he is, you're going to be hearing about him because he is really something. He's got something for sure. And I think he's going to end up being in like a TNA or something down the road. It wouldn't shock me. Or maybe AEW, maybe Evil Uno will find a spot and talk TK into giving him an opportunity. But
I think he's done extra work, like an enhancement role already with AEW. Yeah,
well, it doesn't surprise me. Yeah, because he's got star power feeling to him. He's got charisma. He can really work too. So seeing him there against Johnny TV, Johnny Mystery was really a really hell of a main event. And I didn't expect the title switch, and sure as shit happened. So really a newsworthy event. Fun show, man. It's just so much wacky stuff in this company.
Oh, yeah.
So bring it back. I'm looking forward to Mystery Wrestling 28.
Already. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Woo.
All right, y'all. Let's jump in and talk about our main event.
Oh,
the chopportunity of a lifetime, y'all. As Choppa City, the JCW World Tag Team Champions, they were put in charge by Vince Russo to book the show, as we found out. Yep. And dare I say, they did a pretty fucking solid job, man.
Yeah, absolutely. And the segments in the back with Choppa City were very fucking entertaining.
Dude,
I feel
this
like
this is a team that basically, we laughed at the first couple of weeks that they were here because we didn't know any different. And now they are over like a motherfucker with the audience. They're doing great things. And quite frankly, they're bringing a lot to Juggalo Championship Wrestling.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I thought, like I said, their segments in the back really showed something special with their characters, kind of expanding out a little bit and just kind of letting their freak flag fly, so to speak, a little bit in their personas. So that was fun. And then the segments where they had Vince Russo on the TV screen and like this fucking wig, it looks like it was like a body.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
They built a makeshift body and put a TV screen with Vince Russo's face on it in Vince's office or where his office would be.
Yeah.
And at least a couple of people were, they thought that it was really Vince in there.
Yeah, indeed they did. Yeah. Yeah, that made for some good backstage crash TV segments, man. That was just fucking entertaining as fuck.
Oh, yeah.
So a lot of folly, Russo-enabled follies, I'll call that. Kerry Morton showed back up on this show, too, and he took on Jasmine St. Clair's new daddy, Mr. Happy. So there you go.
Yeah, man.
Was Jasmine on this show, or did she do a run-in?
She did a run-in, and basically went down to the ring and caused a distraction for Mr. Happy, which allowed Morton to hit the knee strike for the win.
Yep, but Morton's being really positioned as a strong baby face. I don't know where they're going with Gathering. Is he going to get into that title picture? Where is it shaking out?
I didn't think that he would be factored into it, but I mean, at this point, it would not surprise me at all. But all I know is I'm extremely happy that he was on this show, because we got to hear arguably one of my favorite entrance themes in pro wrestling right now, as Kerry Morton's Mr. JCW song. Yeah, we got it on this show, and it's always welcome.
Yeah, he's the climax. Oh, yeah. I love it, man. I love it. Hell, man.
It's just so hyperbolic. It's so over the top, and it fucking fits.
It does. It's so great. Yep. And then there was a little teaser of him with Big Al concocting some plan.
Oh, yeah.
Where that's going to go is anybody's guess. But that's where I'm wondering if that's where he's going to slide into something with the world title, with this stuff with Josh Bishop and Caleb Conley, if he's going to kind of get in the middle of that and maybe have a three-way. I don't know. We'll see where it happens. But, fun stuff. How about the Bacardi on the pole match?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was something.
Dude, it's the JWO, the Juggalo World Order, defeating the Backseat Boys, JP and Tommy Grayson, as obviously you knew it was going to happen. The JWO get their hands on the bottle, and Too Tough Tony starts slugging them back, then, adds insult to injury by pouring some of it down the throats of the Grayson brothers. And then he grabs that bottle of Everclear, throws it on his fist, lights that bitch on fire, and it's the flaming fist for the win.
Ooh, yep. So there, I thought that program would maybe go a little longer, but it feels like that's the one and done of it all. So there you go on that. But
then go figure, dude. Again, a Bacardi on a pole match, bro.
Without Russo booking.
Without Russo in attendance.
Wink, wink. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So how ironic that a match like this is on a show that he apparently hasn't booked. How about the announcement of what we were even speculating, I think, earlier weeks ago about this was probably going to be what they were going to do leading to the Juggalo Gathering, but they're now appropriately calling it the Gore Games, War Games, with the Juggalo World Order against the Vito crew and some players on both sides. We got the 5 babyface side.
Yep.
So that's the Brothers of Funstruction and the JWO. Then we got Vito. Then we got Sally Boy. And then we got Vincenzo. But we have 2 mystery guys on the heel side. So who that will be, will we get a reveal? I'm guessing we'll get a reveal. It seems like every episode of JCW, we have a reveal of something somewhere doing something.
Of course, because again, it's Russo booking.
Yep.
Surprises. It's you can knock it all you want, but it works, and it's Crash TV, and it's fun.
Yep, exactly. So,
every episode, it's not it. You can say whatever you will about the match quality or whatever, but whenever you fire up JCW, that it's always going to be entertaining.
Yes.
And that's the name of the game at the end of the day.
Absolutely. And it was cool to see the Outbreak back, too. They had been off for a couple weeks. So they were in the mix with Barnabas and Hokane.
Hokane as his new daughter.
Yeah, his new actual, and they claiming that she's the daughter now of Barnabas. Yep. The daughter he never had or whatever, essentially. So, more to come with that. But, another fun week. Anything else catch your eye on, JCW?
Yeah, man. The Josh Bishop versus Cruel match, obviously, they made that announcement that match was going on. As soon as they made the announcement, I knew damn good and well we weren't going to get a fucking finish in that match.
Yep. I saw that.
You just knew it. And honestly, I would be remiss if I didn't mention, a fuck finish in a final match of the show. I talked all sorts of shit about it in one of the prior shows that we talked about. But yeah, man, Josh Bishop, Cruel, Caleb Conley interfered with the title belt. Obviously, again, we're building to that inevitable match at Bloody Mania, at the Gathering. So, yeah, bring it on.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah. I thought that the finish was a little flat, to say the least.
Yeah.
If I could be critical about this show. Yeah, that really kind of affected, because that was near the end of the show. Just kind of felt like, man, that's it? Like, come on, where's the Russo twister or swerve or surprise here at the end of the show? And there really wasn't anything. So that was a bit of a shock.
Yeah, and as you had mentioned, we to close out the show, we saw that Big Al is going to be in charge of the show next week. Yep. So we'll see, what fate awaits for Hokane and for Danny Moe and for anybody who's in the crosshairs of our boy Kerry Morton.
Oh yeah, because he's the climax,
Mr. JCW.
Indeed, yes.
Hell yeah, man. All right, Jed. So ordinarily we would do a segment talking about what we are looking forward to in the upcoming week. But dude, you, sir, have got a full agenda ahead of you. To peel back the curtain a bit, RedJed lives in Minnesota, near where they're going to be doing SummerSlam this year. And obviously there are going to be a lot of events that surround those two dates on the calendar. Yep. So, Jed, let's dive in and talk about some of these shows, bro.
Yeah, man, it's going to be fun. It's not exactly WrestleMania week here, but it will be a hell of a week starting on Thursday with First Wrestling. So an indie promotion that really is, I would say, the premier promotion here in Minnesota. They have lots of shows around the Twin Cities area and around. Even in my hometown, Mankato, they've had an event down here before as well. First Wrestling Unleashed kicks off everything of the major indie shows coming up this Thursday. I'm looking forward to it. You can see some of the talent here. Allie Katch is the First Wrestling champion. So she's a big part of this brand. There's a variety of other indie talent that we'll probably be talking a lot about next week on this show for sure. This is not televised as well, from my understanding. However, it's a shame that this company should be on Triller.
I completely agree. But where can people go and watch footage of this show?
As a matter of fact, at the RedJed's Wrestling Rants, if you want to check it out Thursday night, I'll be dropping some clips from this show, just highlights, lowlights, all kinds of lights. You'll be seen as part of the Unleashed event at First Wrestling. This is from a small VFW in the Uptown area. So I've never been to it. I've seen clips of this venue and matches that have happened here. So I'm really excited. It's a very intimate setting. I'm really amped for it. Actually, there's 2 shows that they're having this week from this same venue. So I'll be looking at both of them, as a matter of fact. So speaking of which, the next show is also from the Uptown VFW. This is Friday night late, 11 o'clock. Simple, straightforward, no bullshit to it. Hardcore wrestling.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it is what it is. So I know I've seen some advertisements for this event. I believe Viperous will be on this event. Nice. I know Eddie Kingston is in the mix of a bunch of First Wrestling events throughout this weekend. I wouldn't be shocked if he's part of this one as well. So some GCW talent will most certainly, some will be a part of this. Some may not, because I know there's a GCW event, I believe, in Omaha on Friday as well. So we'll have to keep that in mind, that they may limit some of the GCW talent showing up for that event on Friday night.
Absolutely.
Speaking of Friday as well is Friday. Yeah, look at this. Friday Night Nitro from the Mall of America, from the site of the original Monday Nitro in the Rotunda at Mall of America. First Wrestling has been doing this event now. I believe this is their 4th event at the Mall of America. They've made this a yearly tradition. It was usually in and around September, October to kind of celebrate that anniversary of Nitro. But this event is going to be pretty noteworthy because of this guy that you see right here. Amazing Red will be appearing at Friday Night Nitro. They have not announced his opponent yet. They've really not announced any matches for this show yet either. They've announced talent showing up, but the matches have not been announced yet. My guess, however, based on a couple other talent that have been announced, is Amazing Red is going to take on either or maybe both of these competitors. Vengador, who we've seen in GCW plenty of times, and El Clone, who is also going to be on this event. So if I get El Clone and Amazing Red, I'll be a happy ass dude. Let me tell you, because that could be a banger.
Could be.
Yeah, will be.
Signs point to yes.
Yeah, will be. Yeah, I got a seat from an interesting venue perspective. I'm on the second floor of the rotunda, so I'm going to have an overhead shot of the event. So once again, this is not televised, so check out Wrestling Rants. Super RedJed's the handle on YouTube to check out clips from this event as well on Friday night, probably late Friday night into late Saturday. I'll be dropping some of the clips.
Hell yeah, man. You got to love the exclusive footage that you're only going to get from RedJed's Wrestling Rants, dude. And there are a couple of other shows that you're going to be checking out this week that will be televised, right?
Yes, fortunately, Triller will be airing GCW Rude Awakening on Saturday afternoon, 1 p.m. local time start. And this is from the legendary First Avenue venue, right kitty corner from Target Center, right in the heart of downtown Minneapolis. This is the venue that Prince made famous, and many, many, many an artists have performed here. I've been to many shows for music standards, music capacity, and as well as wrestling. I actually saw if you remember the company Wrestlelicious. It was a women's wrestling company. I saw them at First Ave in the past as well. And I've seen a couple first wrestling shows as well before at First Ave. But this is GCW for the first time ever in Minnesota. It's part of Rude Awakening. And some definitely, this match particularly, Bear Bronson and Shotzi, man. Bring it on. I can't wait.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I cannot wait for this one. Also on this show is Marcus Mathers against the son of AJ Styles, Avery Styles.
Yes.
Really looking forward to that match.
That should be awesome, dude.
Yeah,
Mathers is so good. And by all accounts, Avery Styles is, I mean, obviously he's AJ's son, but that dad's been training him and giving him some tips and pointers for years. So he's doing some good things right now with the son of Luke Gallows too.
True, yeah, they're kind of paired off a lot. Yep. I can see both of those guys moving forward, probably together too.
Oh yeah,
but yeah, this is going to be a fun show. Like I said, this is right before SummerSlam, Saturday afternoon, 1:00. Check it out on Triller. GCW will also have a show on Friday night from Omaha, like I think just mentioned a little while ago. And then on Sunday, we have yet another show. This is GCW against First Wrestling. Sunday, 1 p.m. showtime locally. Same venue, First Avenue Nightclub. It's going to be awesome energy as part of this event and the GCW event prior the day on Saturday. No matches announced yet for this one as well. So stay tuned. But check this one out definitely on Triller TV, because not only are you going to get a taste of GCW, but you will get a taste of some of the local Minnesota talent here. First Wrestling, Devin Monroe, Darren Corbin, a variety of different talent that have really made their name and cut themselves well here on the scene in the Minnesota Indies. On a side note, First Wrestling is owned by Eric Cannon.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I would fully expect to see some presence of him on this show, maybe even at the CW event in a match, because I know he worked last time they were in Iowa. I think he worked a match down there for him. So very certainly I would expect to see Eric have some presence in the ring. Obviously, he's booking a lot of these shows, so you got to give him credit, man. He's putting in the time, especially knowing it's a big weekend here. This is a first for First Wrestling to have essentially 5 shows No, 4 shows. Let me get back to that. 4 shows. Thursday, 2 on Friday, and then 1 on Sunday. All part of First Wrestling's big week here for SummerSlam week.
Damn. That's awesome, man. Yeah, a lot of really, really good shows this weekend.
Yeah.
But Jed, before we roll on out of here, man, why don't you give the fine people just a heads up on where they can follow you and, again, where they can watch some exclusive clips from the shows that aren't going to be televised this week.
Absolutely. Yep. Super RedJed's the handle on YouTube. RedJed's Wrestling Rants is the name of the game. We're going to have clips from all these shows I was just talking about. Entrances, high spots, finishes, maybe some stuff that happens after the camera stop rolling on the GCW events, particularly. Maybe some stuff that happens before the cameras roll. And then the SummerSlam in itself. I will be there for both nights. I have a nice seat in between the ring and the stage, so expect plenty of clips from those events as well. And I might try to catch a variety of other independent companies that are also doing shows during this week. Time will tell if I'll get a chance to catch them, but I'm certainly hoping to. One in particular is American Wrestling Federation, headlined by a match with Eric Rowan. So we got that going on Thursday. Friday, Warrior Wrestling out of Chicago is going to be in the Twin Cities. That's part of an outdoor wrestling type festival that I'm hoping to at least make an appearance at and see what's going on there. They have a main event featuring Brian Cage in the main event, and I'm trying to remember who he's working against. One of the I think it's Jake Christ.
Oh,
I believe.
Damn.
Yeah, it's one of the Christ brothers will be working against Brian Cage on that show. And I'm not going to make this event, but there's also a lucha show on Wednesday night to really kick off everything as a whole. They're having a lucha show in a familiar park in Minneapolis. This kind of rings a bell to me, almost similar to what Vegas had during WrestleMania week that we went to downtown one of those parks. I think it's something similar where the Convention and Visitors Bureau of Minneapolis and St. Paul maybe is putting on this show to kind of tie into the week. They're doing a lucha show followed by a screening of Nacho Libre.
Nice.
Yeah, very cool. I actually wish I could make it to that event, but it's just not timed right on Wednesday night for me to make it up there. But yeah, it's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of wrestler appearances at different places. I know I'm trying to maybe check out Psychosis at one venue on Friday if I get time, just for a meet and greet, the original Psychosis. Plenty of other WWE talent going on. We got WrestleCon this week, or this coming weekend here, as well as the WWE kind of like Access Junior type of event. So, man, I'm going to be keeping busy and then some. So stay tuned to Wrestling Rants. There's going to be plenty of shit dropping all week.
Hell yeah. Man, get your rest now because you won't be able to this weekend, bro.
No shit, right? Exactly.
Damn.
Yep.
All right, man. Well, definitely, man, safe travels to you, and look forward to living vicariously through you and through your videos, bro.
Please do. Yes.
Absolutely. Well, I want to say thank you to everybody for hanging out with us tonight. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing, doing all the stuff that you guys do. We appreciate each and every one of you. Also, a very special thank you to all the brave men and women serving this country. Whether you're doing it on lands foreign or domestic, thank you for doing what you do so that we can do what we love to do. And last but not least, repsports.com, reppsports.com. Go there for all your pre-workout, weight loss, and general energy needs. Again, repsports.com. Use promo code Vegas at checkout and save yourself 10%. Jed, we've been running over. And I know that you got a lot ahead of you this weekend, man. I'm going to let you get your beauty sleep. And for all the rest of you guys, we will see you right back here for Wrestling Talk on the Vegas Bad Boys Podcast Network tomorrow. And this shit just keeps on running, man.
Oh, yeah.
But again, for RedJed, I am SinCitySteve, and we will see you guys next time.
Yeah.
Did any of you have a great time tonight? Yeah.
With that, everybody, thank you for hanging out. We'll do it all again next week. Till then, happy wrestling.
Tearing up the strip under neon lights. Podcast mic is glowing in the desert nights. Matt and Michael's leading with the swagger tight. Sin City Steve right by your side. Alright, Rob Butcher, Larry dropping truths, no fear. Broadcasting stories, make it loud and clear. From the Fremont edges to the Bellagio sphere. These bad boys rule, let me make that clear. Vegas bad boys, tearing up the scene.
To Matt Michaels and the Vegas Boys of Podcasting, this is John Cena saying thank you so much